Well, at that point, why not just put all your focus on the legal business? Look, I did some sideways stuff along the years, but once I started a fully legal business, I said, okay, I'm not going back to that. I got to go full blown into this because, look, at the end of the day, there's no point of building up an illegal business because
Right.
the bigger it gets, the bigger you'll get busted at the end.
Right.
Right. So it's hard to even do that and be motivated by that unless
Right.
you just don't care about going to prison. But with a legal business, you could throw all your effort into it, and the bigger it gets, the more money you make.
Right.
So coming from stealing, boosting, prostitution, and so forth, now you have a legal hustle. Why not just go full-blown legal? That's it.
I was full-blown legal for until like 2009, 10, no, like 10, 11. Yeah, that was my money. I'm now dating NFL players. I got these NFL player boyfriends. I needed for nothing at all. So everything was legal up until 2010, maybe 9, 10.
Okay. And that's when the tax fraud started.
Yes, for me.
How did it start initially?
How did it start in 2010? So in 2010, I'm from Tampa, of course, and anywhere in Florida, it's fraud. They got mortgage fraud, they got tax fraud, they got just fraud, period. So there's always some type of fraud going on in Florida. And then in 2010, at this time, they called this self-employment, where if you are a barber, a hairstylist, nail tech, house cleaner, this lady was able to get you back like $5,000. But you gotta have kids. You gotta have the earned income credit. And 1 year, so she'll charge us like $1,000 and she'll give us back 5,000. And by 2011, you gotta have a 4-digit PIN on your taxes. So I'm like, hey, send me over my paperwork. You know what I mean? I wanna see the paperwork, which was stupid. If I was her, I wouldn't have did it. So I'm very intelligent when it comes to computers. So I was able to get my tax return that she filed and look at everything that she did. And then I experimented by filing somebody's tax return. And the money came back. So I did it again. And the money came back. And I did it again. And I did it again. And the money kept coming back. And I just kept going.
Okay. So now you're making tax fraud money.
Yes.
And you still have the promotion company.
Yes.
So were you taking some of the tax fraud money and booking artists with it and then sort of laundering it through the promotion company in a way, or?
No, I was taking the promotion money and using that money to fund another artist. I was using the tax fraud money to fund my lifestyle.
Okay. So that starts to actually grow.
Yes.
And it's not just, okay, I'm going to file fraudulent taxes for myself, but now you're getting other people involved. You almost start like a business of teaching people how to do tax fraud.
No. So there's no classes. There's no teaching. We're talking Tampa. Everybody is doing taxes. They're teaching me. It's like this. Hey, what numbers do you got? They'll send me numbers. Like it don't take a rocket scientist at the time to do taxes, because from 2010, 2011 was self-employment. But eventually every scheme come to a stop. So by 2011, there was no more self-employment. That didn't even exist, because now you got to send over forms to the IRS, the ABC copy to this person and that person. So now there's another scheme around tax fraud, and it's all just circumvented throughout Florida. So I had another friend like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what you do. And it was just, everything was just self-explanatory at the time. It was, I hate to say this, like I'm not being flamboyant or anything, but it's like, we're not the dumb ones. I felt like the IRS was the dumb ones, because y'all are allowing the money to continue to be direct deposited into these people's account. We was getting the tax forms and we was just making up numbers. When normally the numbers are calculated, but It was like we can just put a number on the tax fraud. We could just put a number on the form, and the number can say $9,000, and they was just direct depositing the $9,000 without the numbers even matching. We was just getting on the computer, just putting in whatever number we want, and when TurboTax numbers say 9,000, 8,000, we just hit send. And in 3 days, your refund will be direct deposited. Come on, it's not our fault.
I mean, you know what you're doing, though.
I know, of course. That's like you put that steak in front of that hungry dog. What that dog gonna do?